And here we are, Exodus chapter 3, with this incredibly famous passage of Scripture. And I want to look at just 3 verses today. And we'll see how far we can get through even these 3 verses. There's so much depth here. And I want us to take our time moving through this chapter and try to pick up all of the fine points and the nuance of the things that are happening here. It says there, one day Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law, Jethro, the priest of Midian. He led the flock far into the wilderness and came to Sinai, the mountain of God. There, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the middle of a bush, and Moses stared in amazement. Though the bush was engulfed in flames, it didn't burn up. This is amazing, Moses said to himself. Why isn't that bush burning up? I must go see it. So for these 40 years, here's Moses living as an obscure shepherd in this obscure part of the world, in basically a desert is kind of where he was. He was humble. And he was so humble, he didn't have sheep to call his own. He is tending his father-in-law's flock. He didn't have sheep himself. That's how far he's come from being a member of the Egyptian royal family. And the Hebrew word that's written there that we translate tending the flock, this is the idea of a habitual job. He was doing this daily over and over and over. This was his lot in life. And he goes to Mount Sinai, deep in the wilderness. So Moses brought the sheep to this mountain. It's also referred to as Mount Horeb by some others, or even this whole area is referred to as Horeb. And that word means desert or desolation. It kind of tells you a little bit of what the area is like, what is around there. And this is where he sees the bush. This bush is burning. He says, though the bush was engulfed in flames, it didn't burn up. A couple things are distinctive about this. It says there, I believe it's in verse 2, it says there, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire in the middle of the bush. So the angel of the Lord appears here, and the bush is burned, but it's not consumed. This was a magnetic sight to Moses. He's pulled towards it. It drew him in for closer examination. Now, a lot of people think that this burning bush is symbolic of a lot of things. Some of the symbolism that people try to put upon the bush, I don't think so. One that I do like, I don't know, I can't look into the mind of God here and say exactly what is happening, but that the idea that this burning bush is a symbol of Israel, or the people of God more generally, who are afflicted but not destroyed. Fire destroys, right? This bush is destroyed, but it's not being, because God is in the midst of it. And then from that moment, he says, I must go see it. Now, men have tried to explain this occurrence away. That it was a mirage, it was a Bedouin campfire, all these different ways. Moses has been out here 40 years. He knows more about this area than we do. He understands what's happening, and he sees it, and he's drawn to it. And so we'll look at some more of this tomorrow and dig into the depth of who this angel of the Lord is. But if you've been following me through Genesis, I think you probably already know. But I'll open with that tomorrow. See you later.